is an entrance right there. Like, I love Chicago. I love Chicago. I've seen it so many times, and I am coming to see you on Broadway.
Please do, please do.
Yes, I am. So, are you loving the Broadway experience?
I am loving it. It is everything I hoped it would be.
Yes.
You know, I was a child growing up in New Jersey with my family, with my dad being a Broadway actor as well as a film actor, and we would go to Broadway shows all the time, and we'd go backstage to meet the people because of my dad, and I always, you know, especially loved musicals.
Yeah.
And somehow now I am doing my first Broadway musical.
Yes.
And dancing and singing and playing this iconic role of Roxie Hart in Chicago, and it's a dream come true. It's like the energy, the excitement, the fun of being that character is like beyond.
You know, it's so funny because it's like, this is your, like you said, this is your Broadway debut. Roxie Hart, it's a lot of dance, it's a lot of choreography, it's a lot of angles. It's, I mean, and I remember I played the evil stepmother in Cinderella with Keke Palmer, and I used to have panic attacks, like right before I started. So many panic attacks. What are you going through as you step onto that stage, the lights are down, your head is down, and you gotta pop up? What is going through your mind?
Well, the crazy part is that Roxie enters this stage, she steps on in the middle of all that jazz thing and throws her head back, she puts her foot on a chair and she's nuzzling her boyfriend. And, and so you've gotta come out all ready to go. It's not even like you're still, like you step out and it's boom, and it's on. And I don't know, I just let her take the wheel. You know, she's like I just love her. She's very endearing and a little kooky and for me, hopeful, even though she does a lot of naughty things like killing people. but she's charming and she's always stumbling up. And she goes through this big journey where she sort of learns a lot, loses a lot, gains a lot, and by the end, she has her triumph. And it's a beautiful story to play, and I relate to her. You know, I have this monologue, which used to be the scary part for me, but now when I step out, I'm like, I'm talking to the audience. I'm sharing with you all my heart, because there's things she says in the monologue that relate to me, too.
Yes.
And I just feel like I'm getting to be in this communication with the audience, and it's beautiful. And so that takes away the fear. The fear comes more with the dancing, but you know.
I love that. And you know, it's just like it will be so wonderful to see you on this stage. We have missed you so much, and you are back and everything. But I want to congratulate you. You got to tell me how you do this. You've been married for 21 years to your husband, Christopher. And you have 4 children.
I do.
Okay, so doing Broadway, it's 8 shows a week. You know, you're not with your family. How is it being away from everybody?
This is the hardest part because we live on the West Coast now. We used to be bi-coastal for years, and we finally gave up our apartment about a decade ago. And so my kids are all in school. 2 are in college, and one's in high school, one's in middle school. And I just really miss them. Coming home, I'm staying with a wonderful friend of mine, Roshnek Malik. She's lent me her, you know, spare bedroom in her apartment. But, you know, I go to bed at night and it's so still. And I have 7 animals and I got 4 kids. And, you know, and my
You're used to chaos.
And so, you know, and I'm a mama, and that's like my favorite role in life is being their mom, you know. So that's the only hard part. But it's a limited run, you know, I'm only there till November 2nd. So I know at the end of it, it'll be my daughter's birthday. I'll go visit her in Boston and see her dance show with Sarah Band at Tufts, you know. So, you know, I'll go back to my normal life, but this has been so extraordinary. This is, you know, I said to my son, I'm sorry I'm not there. He's like, it's okay, Mama, you're pursuing your dream. You're having your dream.
See, that's what you want to show your kids. You want to show your kids that pursuing something that fulfills you and you know, pass that on to them. And I gotta say, I give some flowers to your father, Paul Sorvino. I was such a fan of Paul Sorvino, your late dad. Did he give you great advice about acting?
He sure did. So there was this time when I was hired for I believe it was my 3rd film. It was Quiz Show by the phenomenal late Robert Redford directing.
Yes.
And it was such a big thing for me. And what an incredible artist and man he was, and how sad it is that we've lost him.
Yes.
But this was a huge coup for me to get cast in this because I was an unknown, and I was playing Rob Morrow's wife, and I was coming from the world of independent film where they would just basically do 2 to 4 or 5 takes because they were using short ends. Like that was the day of film. They had cans, and they would buy other productions' leftover film. They called them the short ends from a film can. And so you didn't have the time or the money to do any more than like maximum 5 takes, so usually 1 or 2. And so I'm there with Mr. Redford, and he's doing 16 to 20 takes per angle.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm screwing up. And then I see the casting director there on the set, and I think she's calling the other girl. The other girl's gonna come tomorrow. I'm gonna be let go, you know? And so I called my dad, and I was like, I'm really worried I'm gonna be fired. And he's like, Mira, what's the worst that can happen? Everyone gets fired at some point, but you just need to take a big flying leap at it. Make your best, big, bold, artistic choice and go for it. You must allow yourself the courage to fail. If not, you cannot fly, you cannot soar.
That is so beyond acting.
Yeah, it's everything.
That's for everything, that's for life. You must allow yourself
the license to fail.
The license to fail, but before that, take the biggest leap and risk that you can.
Yeah, just take a big swing at it. And it worked, and I didn't get fired, so.
And you didn't get fired.
I didn't. It was
and you
in
even
my
took
head.
more risk, you know, from what your dad said. Oh my gosh, I have to ask Mira this, because she's been married 21 years. You met your husband at a charades game. Y'all like met and then y'all got married like shortly thereafter. Like y'all started dating and were only together a month, right?
Well, we didn't get married a month later. We got engaged a month later.
You got
married
engaged
almost
a month
year later.
after you met him.
Yeah, we got married almost a year later.
A year, but you got engaged a month after you met him.
Yeah.
Mira, y'all were playing like charades. Yeah. Okay, I go to games. I play taboo. I go to spades games.
Okay.
I've never had anybody ask me to marry them.
Okay.
What did you do?
Okay, I'm going to tell you the secret sauce.
That
Literally.
Girl, wait a minute, hold on one second.
Okay, no. And this, I cannot take any credit for this whatsoever. That morning, I had just recently broken up with a guy that was cheating on me and bad news, and I'd come out of a much longer term relationship a few months earlier, and I literally that morning.
Okay.
Actually, it was on the drive. It was on the drive to the party, which I almost didn't go to. It was, late afternoon, right? Where I'm, because I have to go into Hollywood, so I'm coming from Malibu, and I'm in the car on the PCH, and I literally say, God, when am I going to find my soulmate? And I asked God, when am I going to find my soulmate? And there he was in the kitchen looking for utensils while I was looking for a margarita and our eyes met, and that was it. That was it. So it's God. It's God. It's all the glory to God. Yeah.
And how did you know? Because men know very quickly. How did you know this is the answer to my prayer?
We just ended up talking all evening. He was the clue giver for the charades group, and he cheated to make me win. But we just talked and talked and talked. And then we saw each other the next day, even though his friends were telling him, "Don't call her yet; it's too soon." But he invited me to a friend's birthday party, Al Jones, and then. The next day, I found an excuse to go drop by and see him, and then he had acting class the next day. But then we went to Magic Mountain for our first big date.
Oh my gosh! All right, I am calling every man in America spades and charades at my house. Like what you just saw? Well, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. Hit the bell to subscribe right now.